coat some silk screen with emulsion, and this is a pre-mixed emulsion, and the thing I'm putting the emulsion in is called a screen coater. Set this aside. Emulsion cannot be exposed to ultraviolet rays, so the light that's on currently is incandescent light bulbs, not fluorescent, not those twisty little ones. It's a regular old-fashioned light bulb that won't affect it. And so that's what's making me be able to use it in this room while I'm videoing. So I take the screen coater, you take a clean screen. There's a bug on there. Okay. I'm leaning the screen down. The emulsion is like Elmer's glue, and it comes in different colors. I like the pre-mixed emulsion, and actually there's a pink emulsion that I usually use. This is what I happen to have right now, and it's actually the first time I'm using it. So, but basically, whoops, you're going to be turning it down, leaning the screen down, and then see how I lean the screen back, trying to clean it up, and I'm going to do this on both sides. I lean it down, coat it, lift it up. I've been doing this for years, so it does become easy, okay? So now I'm leaning it this way because I want a thin coat, a thin coating, not a thick coating. And I'm going to clean up the edge here because I don't want it to run. Okay, I'm going to put this in a closet. After I coat these, I'm going to put them just in a closet and shut the door. And if you put a fan on them, they actually dry a lot faster. But this took about, I did a few earlier, and it just took, I think, about an hour and a half to dry on its own. But if you put a fan in there, it speeds it up. Okay, we want a thin coat. If you see any buildup, you want to get rid of that. It's going to hurt when you burn the image. Turn around so you can see what I'm doing here. We want a thin coat. Emulsion is about $30 a quart, and you can probably do about 20 screens with a quart. When you're brand new, you might waste a lot. I'm going to show you how not to waste it in here. Okay, now I'm going to put these in a closet over here in the room and shut the door so no light goes in there. Okay, our next, because emulsion is expensive, you want to save as much as you can, so I have a spatula, just a household spatula, and I'm going to try to save as much as I can. And then we shut that back up. And you want to keep this in a cool place. If it's really hot, it's not going to, the life is not going to be that long. So you want to keep it in a cool place. I'm going to take this to the sink and wash it all out. You don't want to let this dry. You immediately, when you're done, you're washing it out and letting it dry. Okay, I want to talk to you about burning the image in the screen. Now earlier we coated the screen with emulsion and now it's all dry. So I want to go over a few things. I showed you how to build the exposure unit in an earlier video, and I want to go over a few items just to make double check and make sure you have this right. This surface must be painted black. The reason for that is that when the light comes down through here, if this is a white surface, the light will reflect back up and expose the screen from underneath, and you don't want that to happen. So make sure this is a black surface. Okay, today, right now what I'm going to use is a vellum. Vellum is like an architectural paper that is transparent, and you're going to print your black image out on this, and this is going to block the UV rays. Now, emulsion is different. There's different times that you're going to set, anywhere from a minute to 5 minutes. And usually with vellum, it's less time. And the reason for that is, although that is a black image, the light still penetrates it. And if you have real fine lines like that, the light tends to go around. Now what helps make a good image is when you, now we're going to place the image reverse, and we're going to make sure it's going to be in the place where it has to be on the screen, and I already prefigured that out. There's a pocket logo, and so I know where it goes on the screen, but just don't throw your image on the screen anywhere. Take your screen, put it on the printer, decide where that image has to be, and that's where you're going to put it. Anywhere I put it here. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, the reason I have a nice heavy piece of glass is you want to hold that image down flat on the screen. Now, sometimes the wood around it prevents it from holding it really flat. So what you can do is take a piece of foam sponge and make sure it has a black surface and put it under there to push the screen up so it is a very flat press to get the image is pressed flat against there. And you know what, I'm going to do something right now because the glass is hitting the frame. These frames are smaller. So I'm going to just take, I have some t-shirts here. Let's take a few. See, I want that image to be pressed flat against there. You see, that's much better because there's a lot of fine lines, and if the image is lifted off that screen, the light will go underneath. So we're going to, so that's much better. It's, we have the pressure between the two. And this is 12 inches basically, you know, I lifted it up a little bit there, but you can actually cut out a square piece of foam and put it under there. So let's recap. We have black underneath, we have 1/4 inch glass that is no UV filters in it. We've removed this lens, it's 12 inches away, and now we're going to do this for 2 minutes. Because it's vellum. I tried with this emulsion, it's new to me, I just got it yesterday, and it worked fine on this, the clear transparency. But what we did here is this is a sign company did this, so they just cut it out. That's vinyl. That's one way to make a transparency. And that vinyl is very deep black, so the light did not penetrate that, but because of the vellum it may do this. So I'm going to turn the light on and put a timer on for 2 minutes. So there, the light's on. Let's set the timer. Alright, the timer is going off. We're taking that off now. And, okay, we're going to remove the glass. Take the vellum off. Okay, our next step, let me get this stuff out of the way. Is you want to have a spray bottle with water in it. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see the image coming through. We're going to spray that with water, the image. I'll hold that up there. Okay, you're going to faintly see it. You're going to let that set for about 5 minutes. So I'm going to set the timer again. Alright, it's been 5 minutes. We sprayed it with water, and I'm going to spray it one more time. Okay, our next step is to walk to the bathroom, and we're going to put this in the shower, and I'll show you how that works. Now, repeat after me. You do not take this outside in the sunlight to wash it out. Okay, is that real clear? The biggest calls I get are people walking outside in the sunlight and trying to wash this out. The sunlight will expose the screen in seconds. Okay, so we're just going to walk through the house. As long as there's no direct sunlight, the light can be coming through the windows and that, but just don't walk out in the sun. But we're going to walk right to the bathroom. We're going to lay this in the shower, and I'm going to show you how that works. But before I do, I want to cover one more thing about burning screens. Alright, the other point I wanted to make is if you do not know what the emulsion you have, what time to expose the screen out, what you can do is you have your image, you put it down, put your glass over it, and you're going to take something solid. I just grabbed this clipboard, and you're going to place it over the image. This really doesn't cover it. You want something that covers the image, and you're going to expose about 2 inches of the image, and you're going to set your timer, turn the light on, and every 30 seconds you're going to move. I'm moving this about 2 inches or 1 inch on the image until you hit 5 minutes. Keep moving it every 30 seconds, 4 minutes, whatever you can do, and every inch, depending on how big it is. And what that'll do is when you wash it out, you're going to see the time, the area that washes out the best is the time you want to expose for that emulsion. So if it ends up being 2.5 minutes, you'll see it on there. Hope that makes sense. Okay, now we're going to wash the screen out. So next step is to the shower stall. Okay, you see I just laid it in the shower stall, and what I'm going to do is shut the curtain, turn the water on, and walk away, and then when I come back, the image should be all washed out. I'm going to turn the light off too. I have it on because of the camera, but we don't want to expose it, especially if you have fluorescent lights. So there we go. Okay, I had it on for about 5 minutes. and it looks like it all washed out just fine. Actually really good. So 2 minutes did it for this fine detail and this blue emulsion. Okay, now we can take it outside. Okay, after it is washed out, I don't know if you can see that too well, but after it's washed out, we can actually put it outside to dry in the sunlight because it's washed out, but not before that. Okay, the other thing you got to be careful of is that emulsion residue falls and blocks your screen. That happens a lot too. So you can actually lay it down like this to let it dry. It's probably a good idea. You can take paper, packing papers like newspaper without print on it, and dab it off to get the moisture off. But basically I just take it out and let it dry in the sun. But this is after everything is washed out. Okay, that's it. Alright, the final step we're going to do before we start printing is once you have the image in there and you've left this washed it out, left it out in the sun to dry. You want to make sure it's real dry. The edges have to be sealed so the ink doesn't go through on the edges. So you take 2-inch tape, and what I have here is it's called stucco tape. And I use that. It's at Lowe's or Home Depot for about $6 a row. You're going to put that to seal off around the edges. Alright, so I put it around the edges, and the other thing you can do, when you go to clean the ink is pretty messy. It's like, imagine peanut butter. And it's going to get in all those cracks. So you can go ahead and put tape on the inside also. And so when you clean up, it makes it a lot easier. I'm not going to do that on these, but I'm going to go ahead and just tape off. I have about 4 screens. Make sure it's sealed on the edges. Alright, and if you don't already have your holes drilled, if you have the Silver Eagle printer, go ahead and drill those holes until you're all ready for that. And how to do that is on another video. But anyway, basically you're ready to print. So we're going to go to there next. Alright, so here we are. I have the silk screen all ready to do. We're going to put t-shirts on here. That'll be the next video. And you'll see how we print the t-shirts and how to register it. The printer I have set right here is called the Silver Eagle. And what it is, it looks like this when you get it, and all you need is 10 foot of 2x4s, some deck screws, and I show you how to assemble all this. But you have a printer that now you can print white color on a t-shirt, right? And then another color, you can print as many colors as you want. So this is a great little printer, really affordable, and so that will be shown on the other videos, and on my website you can see where to purchase this. Right, okay, now we just showed how to burn a screen and set up the screen, but what I want to show you next is how you line the screen up so that when you print a t-shirt, it is on there correctly. Alright, what you want to do to make sure that when you put a t-shirt on here, that when you print it, it's where you want it to be on the t-shirt. For example, you're going to print the back of the t-shirt, you want to make sure, now you can't see, I'm not doing this for you to see through the t-shirt. I just want to show you when there's a t-shirt on here, you know, number one, how to center it. What I do is I take the lines of the sleeves and make sure they're about the same distance. And you can see the weave. After a while, you'll see the weave of the t-shirt. It's going one way or the other. You want that to be straight. And then you're going to determine how far down the logo is from the back of the neck. And this is done by putting the t-shirt on and deciding where it's going to go. And then, so you see how the t-shirt fits on there. Then you're going to decide where the logo goes. Now this logo is kind of, you know, it's on slanted, so you really can't decide, you know, you're not going to, you're just going to decide where it's going to go. Now this part we're going to print on the front, and this part we're going to print on the back, but we could also print this on one side and print this one color and this another color. The other thing you're going to do to line up artwork is you take a T-square. Let's say we wanted the You Don't Know Me to be straight. You use a T-square and you lay it out, and you're going to tape your artwork. And let's say it's a two-color, like this is a two-color. You're going to take each color. You see how you can see through it? We don't have any ink on the screen yet, but you can look through the top and basically line up the colors. And this is can be a real pain, so especially when it's in a circle like that. But in this case, it's so separate, I don't have to be that exact. But then once I have it set, I tighten these down. And now, okay, now this is where that color goes. All right, so we have one color set, and now the next color, you're going to register it. You're going to move this around and set it right where you want it. And this is the same with a really expensive printer. You have to line up colors, so it's important that you're able to do this. So you can see this printer, as many brackets like this that you have, you can print as many colors as you want. Now, the original setup, when you buy it, comes with 2 sets, so you can print 2 colors. But later on, if you decide to add more, we just sell a pack of 4 of these, so you can add 2 colors at a time. So this printer is great for, you know, if you're going to do a run of 100. Now, I'm going to demonstrate how quickly you can print with this printer if you want. So, okay, I'm taking the artwork off now. The next thing you want to do actually is decide what color ink you're going to put in. And what I'm going to do is put black ink in this and these letters. And you can see it's almost like, well, it's kind of like peanut butter, or kind of heavy like peanut butter. And this is called Plastisol ink. Plastisol ink, when heated to 300 degrees, will dry on a garment, on a textile, and in 1 minute at 4 inches away. And I'm going to show that as we print t-shirts. I'm going to show you what that means. All right, and then so we have that one set, and you're going to put your squeegee in there. So it's going to stay with everything. So we're going to lift that off. We're going to put it over here. And we're going to take this one and add the white ink. Now, white ink is probably the toughest ink because it has a lot of pigment. So it's not as easy, and I get a lot of calls on that. But they have different additives to kind of loosen it up. But basically, white ink has a lot of pigment because you're covering a dark color. So, okay, so we're going to lift this off here, put it over here. All right, now, in order to print a t-shirt, you have to spray adhesive on the palette. And after handling ink, see, I already got ink on my fingers, so make sure you have paper towels and you make sure your hands are clean, because once you get going, you don't want to put ink on there. So what we're going to do is just show you how a two-color print is printed. See how, figuring out where that goes. Okay, now, so now that adhesive holds it down because this ink is real sticky. So, okay, now, so we're going to flood coat it and push through the image. Now, the first time you do any ink or any press, anytime you do the first ink thing, you should at least do it twice. And basically what I'm doing is just scraping that off. All right, now I'm going to do it one more time because you want to push a certain amount. So, okay, we have that on there, and we're lifting this off. And so now we have the image. I mean, there's some places that I missed, so I'm going to do it again. But once you get going and the ink is settled into the screen, it doesn't, so I like to push hard once and then not so hard the second time. And that should be the way it is when you're, so we set that aside. Okay, so we have this image. Now what we want to do is flash dry it next. All right, I set the flash dryer up. The flash dryer is an infrared heat panel that radiates heat downwards. And the reason they first invented them was when you printed two colors, it was best to dry this color before you put another color on top so the ink wouldn't smear or get on there. And so flash drying is just enough time, and it's real close. It's 1-2 inches away from the garment. You don't want to burn it, but you just want enough. See, it's not, you're just drying the top of the ink. So I'm going to move the flash dryer so the top of the ink is done, and you see that was like 5 seconds to flash dry. And I'm going to explain the difference of flash dry to curing. So now what we're going to do is print the black, and see that, there you go. The black is a lot easier to print. So, so we have the black printed, and now we don't have to flash dry that. What we're going to do, I show on the video how to actually set all this up so you can actually dry it. So, see how I'm grabbing it? Okay. I lift it. You learn to lift it because that black ink is actually still wet. Okay, so what you're going to do is just do that actually. Lay it down. Okay, so all right. So now you're going to dry it. Now that's 1 minute. And does anybody have a timer or anything? You can set it. So in about a minute, this will cure. Now curing is 4 inches away, and this reaches the 500 degrees, so really be careful. You don't want to touch it at all. And you're going to wait about a minute. Now the other thing I'll tell you to look for in curing is you'll see smoke. It'll look like smoke coming off the ink, and what it is plastisol is liquid plastic, and the smoke coming off is actually the plastic vulcanizing. And so we're going to wait a minute, and after this heats up a while, the minute turns into 45 seconds, so you really have to keep an eye on it. Alright, so that was a minute. We had it on the timer. And now this is cured. Let's bring the camera back around. So this shirt is cured, and so what you need to do is let it cool, because melted plastic still, it can stick to each other. So you don't want to, you want to give it about 15 seconds of, I just usually fan it and I hang it over a chair. But, okay, so that's done. But basically, to know it's cured, when you pull it, and if it stretches without cracking, it's a cured t-shirt. So there you go. That's our t-shirt. So that's a two-color, simple two-color. And I'm going to tell you, when you start, if you're brand new, just stick with, don't get complex. Do a one-color or a simple two-color where it's real separated until you get the hang of the whole process. But basically, that's it. That's how you set it up.